Taz effect hits you like a wave, a fresh new spin on the news you crave. Turn the page and you see the light, a different angle that feels so right. No more waiting for the truth to show. Every story starts to glow. Daily news in a way you didn't know. It's the Taz effect that steals the show. Open your mind, let the colors flow. Daily news in a way you didn't know.
Hello. Thank you for joining me here for the Taz Effect Daily News in a way you did not know you could use. Thank you for tuning in and listening over the radio airwaves at gcpr.live. For those listening and watching from all over the social media sphere, welcome, and thank you. It is Mutual Aid Monday. And today, if you have it in you and you have a Cash App, those in need of help are $Aquarius Vibrations, $3X Mommy Gemini 2, and $Heather 1013K. Those names are also in the description over on YouTube. If you forgot, and if you want more information on Mutual Aid Monday, whether to help or to request, please let me know, and we will add you to the Tazisms Discord. Once again, that is Aquarius Vibrations, 3X Mommy Gemini 2, and Heather 1013K. We will repeat that throughout the entirety of today. So, hello. Hey everyone. Thank you for joining. Hopefully, you had a rockin' sockin' weekend. If you watched WrestleMania, sorry, Charlie. It was not a rocking good time over there, Charlie. Yeah, night 2 was much better, but sorry, Charlie. Now, the Strait of Hormuz opened up. Trump opened up his mouth, and now it's closed. No hurry, pup. And we're going to get into that because there's a lot going on. Also, over the weekend, Turtle Patel, aka Cashapp Patel, was outed by The Atlantic for being a drunk, to the point where they had to use ramming equipment to wake him up a few times. Yeah, art of the no deal. Hey, Nana J. Art of the janky deal. But let us start here. Oh, and just so you know, Cash Patel is now suing The Atlantic for $250 million, claiming that, oh no, they got the information wrong. They talk to people who currently work with you and used to work with you. Please let the lawsuit go forward because I am here waiting. Okay. Snacks ready for the discovery. But speaking of court cases that should have never happened, after Supreme Court blow, Trump administration launches $166 billion tariff refund portal. This POTUS dumb, y'all. Oh no, he's dumb, dumber than the dumbest from before. He can't think. So, the Trump administration on Monday launched a new system to begin refunding $166 billion in tariffs to U.S. importers after the Supreme Court ruled the levies unlawful earlier this year. The system, known as CAPE, will allow U.S. Customs and Border Protection to issue consolidated electronic payments to importers, streamlining what would otherwise be a complex entry by entry refund process. It's essentially a fast track for processing refunds, said Reed Smith, partner Michael Lowell, adding that importers will need to file claims, but the process should be straightforward. First of all, I don't want y'all to think, oh, they're doing this for the betterment of the people. No, let us not forget that the federal government is currently working on a skeleton level. Oh, they don't care about the consumer. Because you know what their excuse is going to be, way to go. Well, the companies will, they'll pass it along to you. It'll trickle down to you. Trickle these. The only thing that seems to be able to trickle through society is disease and stupidity. And this is so bad. This is so bad. The information I just provided to you came from none other than Fox News. Yeah, take that, take it in. Take that, take that, take that. You want some baby Earl for that? Yeah. It's to the point where even Fox News got to tell the truth. Now, granted, there is a difference between Fox News online and Fox News on the television, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. We're to that point. Now, remember I told y'all, Straight Up on the Moves was shut down. Hey, what's poppin'? It was opened up. I'm sorry, it was shut down, then it opened up. Then Trump had to open up his mouth. Because Trump thinks that alpha male MAGA posturing is the way to negotiate. Keep in mind, Trump is most known in the business world for bankruptcies. Bankruptcies, not paying his bills, and facades. Okay? Okay. Trump sidelined by his own aides in daring Iran rescue over fears he'd jeopardize mission. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. President Donald Trump Sr.'s own aides deliberately kept him away from the Situation Room during a high-risk mission to extract downed U.S. pilots from Iran, fearing his impatience, you mean stupidity, ignorance, ego, might jeopardize the operation, according to a new report. Girly Pop, I did not need you to tell me. I know the definition. Sorry. I have a screen over here that decided I'm going to tell her the definition of words. During the 24-hour Easter weekend rescue, as officials monitored developments minute by minute and other cabinet members sat on a call, Trump was kept at a distance and updated via phone only at meaningful moments, according to a senior administration official. Not they broken controllered the sitting POTUS. And for those of y'all that are non-gamers, if you have a younger sibling, a child, a niece, nephew, younger cousin, or whatever, and you're trying to game, and they're like, I want to play. Everybody got, I don't care how long you've had your system, everybody got a controller that don't work, or you didn't charge, or you popped the batteries out of, you Xbox users, that you give to that child just to occupy them so you can get through it. They broke and controller the POTUS. I love that for us. The official told the Wall Street Journal on Sunday that they believed his impatience wouldn't be helpful. You think? But this is what y'all wanted. This is what you voted for. Who's tripping now? This is what you voted for. The decision followed a period of heightened agitation in the West Wing after the jet was shot down in early April. Upon learning of the incident, the Journal reported Trump reportedly screamed at his aides for hours. Oh, he didn't throw ketchup this time? Oh, shucks. About spiking gas prices and the reluctance of European allies to help out. Did y'all catch that? We had downed pilots, and he was more concerned about optics. He's every felon. It's all in him. Anything you want mucked up, he does it naturally. Oh, 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 oh. He can screw this up. Woo-hoo. Wow. Now, keep in mind, he's still upset going, NATO and our European allies didn't want to help, didn't want you told them not to help. You told them not to help. And quite honestly, hey, General Gambit, quite honestly, I have decided over the weekend to turn over a new leaf. Okay. Like I said, I believe in the platinum rule. I'm going to treat you how you tell me you want to be treated. And once you show me who you are, I'm gonna believe you. Once you tell me you don't want something from me, I'm not gonna give it to you. Trump told the EU, we don't need your help. We got this. We the biggest. We the baddest. We gonna do it now. We the biggest. We the baddest. We're gonna show you how. And the EU was like, all right, you got this pimping. You got this pimping. We was over here like we've been pimping since pimping was pimping. And they was like, go ahead and keep on pimping on. And now he mad because people, yeah. It's just oh yeah. And happy 420, good people, good people, good people. Do not forget, today is Mutual Aid Monday. So if you are over on the YouTube side, you can just simply go to the description and get all of the payable information for those that are in need of assistance this week. If you are in the Tazism Discord, you can just go over to where it is marked Mutual Aid Monday. Otherwise, if it graces your heart, over on the Cashapp side, Aquarius Vibrations, 3X Mommy Gemini 2, and Heather 1013K for our Mutual Aid Monday, this glorious 420. Do not forget, tomorrow at cannot believe this, but tomorrow, Trump Sr. will be reciting from the Bible. Yep, I'll be covering it because got to see it through, my boy. Hey, Jess, got to see it through. Let's continue. When it came to the rescue operation, however, Vice President put it in the pullout. J.D. Vance and Chief of Staff Susie Wiles tracked the mission remotely. The rescue unfolded amid technical setbacks and mounting pressure. Don't sit here and try to give credit to VP put it in the pullout, okay? We know that Susie Wiles is going to come through with the come through, and Sister Girl is also battling cancer, and she has yet to take a day off. She'd been told us that she's sick of her they shit, and she does not have a smart coworker around her, okay? So she's trying not to let them mess things up. This is why she's not taking time off to, get her chemo, radiation, whatever the treatment plan is. Yeah. One airman was recovered early, but it was not until late Saturday that the second was successfully extracted. Trump was informed of the final success before retiring in the early hours. Because, Papaw got to go to sleep and get a good nap before he goes crazy overnight on his phone. And why are we not collecting his phone at the end of the night? Why aren't we giving him a nice little melatonin gummy? Taking all his electronics or just cutting them off. Because remember, he was so wowed by Barron's ability to hit a button and turn a laptop on. He thinks that that's so difficult. Just cut it off, okay? He'll never figure it out. And don't give him a charger. Because the late night truths, no. Mm-mm. Thank you, Jess. Yeah, he needs a melatonin gummy. Within hours of waking, however, he returned to a more combative public posture, issuing a now infamous profanity-laced warning online that Iran would be left living in hell if the Strait of Hormuz was not reopened. The post, Trump sidelined by his own aides. Trump is the quintessential patriarchal man in the United States. We now call them incels. But there are people who have children. There are people who infrequently are bumping undercarriage uglies, okay? But they still fit the definition of a patriarchal incel. Walk with me here, because they don't really have anything to bring to the table other than their machismo. They're the type of guy they're not going to tell you that, girl, I love you. I don't want you to go nowhere. I need you. No. Okay. They're the type that are going to tear down their partner at every turn. They're going to posture to make it seem like they're the biggest, baddest to ever do it, that they don't care. You can leave. I don't care. I don't need you here. Yes, they do, because they're the ones that's going to cry and be punching the air. That is Trump. That is Trump. His identity is improving his manhood, but I need y'all to hear me on this. Pay attention. Faites attention, s'il vous plaît. Okay? Okay. Masculinity and femininity is an individual thing. Okay? What is masculine or feminine to you may not be to somebody else, and that's fine. It's fine. No different than womanhood and manhood. It's individual. How I live out my life as a woman may not be how you do it. And guess what? That is fine. Okay? I like everything dripping in pink. Just because you don't, it does not make you more or less than a woman. But there are far too many people that, oh, I got to show I'm the biggest, baddest. And that's why you end up alone. That's why you end up alone and hated. And you don't have a real view of life because you have no life to live. I'm going to share something with y'all. Over the weekend, I was called a liar and not trustworthy. Y'all gonna laugh when I tell you why. Now, the person who told me this has a long-standing history with me of not asking clarifying questions. I've told them to do so multiple times. I'm an open book. I tend to be an oversharer, and this person realizes that I can be an oversharer because they get irritated that I give so many details. But one, I want you to know that I'm being honest with you. Two, if I'm asking you to do something for me, I need you to be able to fully consent to it. I need you to have as much information as possible so you know exactly what the hell you're getting into. Okay? Okay. So I told this person certain things, and it dawned on me this weekend that they can't relate because they don't give a damn about anybody. They don't participate in family. They haven't built any community. They call upon people when they need something, and they need everybody around them to be in servitude to them. They need these people to placate to them. So they couldn't understand me paying a tuition for a child of mine. They couldn't understand me taking different steps and why my timeline was the way that it is because of organizations that I work with, because of relationships that I have, because there are people who were dependent on me to help them get groceries or get to and from the grocery store or go and help clean up their house. So I needed to make sure those people had folks in place for that. They didn't get it. So to them, I had to be not trustworthy because they didn't realize that they're not a likable person most of the time. I also had a conversation with someone, an alpha man. Their description of themselves, not mine. I'm not being facetious. That is how they categorize themselves. Who let me know that there's some jealousy. Because oh, you got this person that has your back, and that because I'm nice to people, genuinely. You don't have to be nice to people. You don't have to like anybody, but you want to be treated like a nice person, but you don't want to be a nice person. You don't want to build community. That is Trump. Trump truly believes in his head because remember, he was one of the first iterations of a screen child. We think of screen children when it comes to iPads and tablets. No. Baby, they've been sticking kids in front of TV screens since there's been TV screens. And before TV screens, they were sticking them in front of radios. And before that, they were sticking them in front of campfires, crossing their fingers, and sometimes not even doing that, hoping that they wouldn't charcoal themselves, okay? But you have to remember that Trump was a screen child. Trump wasn't given love. He has no emotional development and growth. He hasn't gone after people for honest connection. So in his mind, the manly man in all the movies and the mob TV shows that were big business when he was growing up, and especially in the 80s, when he thought that he was going to finally get a seat at New York society's tables, think about what was going in those movies. It was the alpha manly man. It was like, F you, bitch. And then the women was like, oh, but I love you, Frankie. Treat me worse, Frankie. I'm going to stay with you, Frankie. And they were always portraying women as being in competition to get to the bad boy, when that is not always reality, but So that's what he puts forward. He thinks that, oh, if I posture enough, they're all going to cower to me. And before some men go, that's not I've met men like this. And when I found out about the whole posturing theory, it was a man that broke it down to me. It was a man that said that he had read in those self-help books and even read a study about it. And he was like, yeah, we were at an event of mine. I was taking pictures, and this man misread the room, thought that some brothers towards the back area were sizing him up to fight. I knew who those men were. You ever have a neighborhood and there's like 2 or 3 men that just become like the big brothers, the uncles of the neighborhood? That's who these men were. And in the poetry scene at this point in time, they just stood in the back, kept an eye on things to make sure everybody was cool. If somebody needs to be walked to their car, they were going to be the ones to do it. They were watching drinks, all that good stuff. Okay. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to peacock and posture to let them know. Boy, this ain't National Geographic. They don't care about you stay pushing up like this and puffing out your show. Bruh. They will Indiana Jones you. You will be the Swiss cheese on somebody's pastrami on rye. Stop playing. Stop playing. But we have to keep in mind that is Trump. And for the love of all things holy, y'all got to make up your mind. Either Trump is stupid or he's brilliant, because y'all cannot keep making fun of Trump and his sycophants and then turning around and giving them credit for being masterminds of something, because they're not. They're not. There is no grand plan. Okay, there's no grand scheme, because if they were, we wouldn't be at war with Iran. A smart person would have been able to negotiate so many grand deals with other countries to help us. A smart person would have sat down at the table with the heads of major universities and colleges to work out a plan to increase the educational level of those within the United States, so that long term we would have to stop importing STEM. But we're not doing that. No one in Trump's sphere is smart, because none of them with their smarticle particles are thinking long term. None of them are thinking past year 1 and 2 of this current Trump presidency. They're not even thinking about year 3 or 4. I want you to look at the moves that are being made. I want you to look at the exoduses that are being cemented in front of our face. Everybody has an exit strategy. Whether it's good Bible or not, that's debatable. Nobody's thinking long term. Nobody's thinking about potential prison sentences. Nobody's thinking about, okay, how do we recover from this? What do we do after? They're not thinking of it. Trump has 0 smarticle particles. You got that right, Jess. They're not thinking about it. Hey, DJ. They're not. This is why I say I need people to stop assuming because somebody has a title, somebody has so much in the bank that they're intelligent. No. Like, you started off getting it. Okay? Because remember the simple life. Okay? Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie. Y'all could look at them 2 women. They're not smart. She had all the jokes. When you first learned about Trump, you understood not smart, not a good person. And then something happened. And then poof, all of that knowledge just, did you crack your head and it oozed out? Like, what is going on? What is going on? Like I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. Now, for everybody that was like, if we would have elected Kamala Harris, we would be at war. We would do. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And for those that are still trying to hold strong to respectability politics, I mean this from the bottom of my soul. You know you're being used, and you think allowing yourself to be used will give you something that the rest of us won't get. It won't. Um, a pick me is a pick me is a pick me, whether it has to do with friendships, intimate relationships, familial relationships, politics, business, whatever it is. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. The person who speaks up and tells the truth and doesn't capitulate is always going to be the one that has the respect and will move ahead. Now, in public, they might be like, I can't stand him or her, they, them, but they're on that. What was that again? You know what? You want to come work for my company? You know what? I'm a come through your spot. I'm gonna let you interview me. Like, I'm gonna need y'all to really, really, really get it together. Okay, placating and denigrating yourself gets you nowhere. We have Trump sitting in the office, and we know he's getting bitched out. He is getting bent over, no baby Earl, and diddied by the most diabolical world leaders right now. Okay, he is getting raw dogged up and through the interwebs. Okay, okay. He's getting no diddled, no dealt. Okay, all the way through. We're about to have a diabolical, if we do not take these negotiations seriously and start putting our foot down, people, we're about to have the most diabolical World War III ever. And we're going to have a World War III like one we haven't had before. It's not going to be Axis versus Allies. We're going to have multiple wars going on, and everybody is going to be divided trying to conquer. And why do I say that? Sweden is preparing for Russian invasion as Putin is seen rushing to the Kremlin. I keep telling y'all, you have to put all the pieces of the puzzle on the table and start putting the puzzle pieces together so you can look at the whole picture. Y'all have to stop picking up a few of the puzzle pieces, sitting it on this table, and then picking up a few more puzzle pieces and sitting it on this table over here, thinking that you can figure out everything that's going on. You can't. You cannot keep compartmentalizing yourself out of reality. This is why I hate when people say, well, I can compartmentalize my feelings and do. We are human beings, just like our bodies, our organs, our skeleton, our veins, all of that works together in a nice little stew to make us work. What makes you think that compartmentalizing everything away from each other is going to get you to work through things? It's going to make society better, because it's not. It's not. It's not. Sweden is bracing for a potential Russian operation to seize the island of Gotland, according to the nation's top military commander. Swedish Chief of Defense Michael Claesson warned that Moscow could execute a land grab at any time in order to test NATO's determination. And why do you think all of a sudden folks want to test NATO's determination? Let's break things down real quick. You ever had a family member say some stuff about you and you're like, it is so not true? Why do people take that so seriously? Or you have a friend that says something disrespectful and laughs it off as a joke and acts like they don't get why people are now being disrespectful towards you. Or you have a romantic partner that has this thing of being disrespectful towards you in public, and then wondering why people always trying you or trying them and forcing them to prove their love because they got to come out and defend you. This is why. Here's the thing. Trump has been allowed to disrespect NATO and make all of these claims. And nobody has stood up and said, nope, that's not right. Here is the truth. And by nobody, I'm talking about legacy media. I'm talking about notable politicians in the United States and elsewhere. You have to think the people that are closest to you, what they say about you or they allow to be said about you is going to be taken seriously because they're looked at as an authority on you, as a trusted source. If I get on here and say Chaos got 20 toes, you're more likely to believe it because I'm looked at as his trusted source. If he comes on here and goes, well, you know, at the end of the night, she likes to dance naked in the moonlight and collect frog hearts, you would believe it because that is my trusted source. If I continuously come online and joke in a disrespecting manner towards him, how long till y'all start doing it? And vice versa. Nobody said anything regarding NATO. And once again, I'm talking about the notable. I'm talking about the legacy media. Because y'all listen to me when I'm like, oh, that ain't right. That's not how that goes. That's not the order of operations around here. But so many people, they're not saying anything. So of course, other leaders are like, wait, we could do that? We could poke the bear? And they ain't doing nothing. Poke, 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 pokey, pokey, poke. Poke. Oh, thank you, Jess. It's good to see of Nana J. Isn't she wonderful? But yeah. I knew a guy who every time he decided he had an attitude with his wife, he wouldn't tell her bye, wouldn't say I love you, would leave the house, not tell her. She would sometimes think that he was in the house and she wasn't. One time somebody broke into the house and she was very much so injured because she thought it was him rummaging around in the house. She didn't know to take cover and call the police because he didn't say that he was leaving the house. But he would also, she was like, oh, you know, if they be out in public, oh, honey, could you give me this? No. Like he would be downright disrespectful, but then want to lose his mind because other people started being disrespectful towards her. That's NATO right now. So how long until others start doing the same thing, wanting to test what NATO was going to do? And because Putin must have been watching all the reality TV shows over here, okay? Because Putin been making the rounds, going here, there, and everywhere. Oh, the United States pissed you off. I heard they took your leader. You want some help? Yeah, I'll give you some help. I'll give you some help. Hey, come here, let me holler at you. Yeah, I know. Trump crazy. He crazy. I know. He said he gonna come over here and take your shit, but I can help you. I can help you. I'm gonna help you out. Okay? We could do this. Hold on. Let me go see what this dog is doing. I don't know if y'all can hear that sound or not. Okay. Dog doing something. But yeah, he's that's what he's gonna do. Trump has made getting away with so much. Some of the other people testing things. Yeah, but it's mostly because there are so many people who need for him to be able to get away with it. And we are so focused on the people within his administration having his ear telling him stuff that we're forgetting about the people outside of the country that have his ear that are telling him stuff. Let's not forget, we don't know all of the guidance and advice that Putin gave him the multiple times that he met with Putin early on in his second term, and the meetings that he was taking with Bibi from Philly and with Putin before he was reelected. We don't know the guidance that Bibi from Philly has been giving him. We don't know what he has been watching Kim Jong-un do. The supervisor flipping over tables, pretty much. Hey, Harley Pup. Hey, Girly Pop. Hey, Girly Pop. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, you good girl. Yeah, you were your bestest girl, aren't you? Yes, you are. You were your bestest girl. We don't have any more treats for you at the moment. Plus, the last treat gave you horrendous Agent Orange level gas. It did. Your booty stank. DJ said hi, Harley Pop. No, 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 don't. Put your foot off the chair. You better not make me fall. Petty britches. So, while NATO military exercises have historically centered on a potential Russian ground assault along the alliance's eastern flank, focus is now turning toward the Baltic Sea. War games have simulated possible Russian landings on strategically vital islands, including Gotland in Sweden, Bornholm in Denmark, and Himua and Saramia in Estonia. Harley is innocent. Yeah, and speaking of the Harley is innocent merch, I have reached out to them. I am waiting for an answer back. I keep putting it up on the site. They keep taking it down. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm so confused by this. I even tried animating it and making it into a graphic and putting because it's just her face. I don't know what's going on. I don't. I even took down some stuff that I haven't had up that I was like it didn't sell, it didn't go anywhere. So I took those designs down, thinking, okay, did I max out? Like, is there a max? But I put up another design and that stuck. So I don't know why right now Teespring, that is the site that my merch is through, why they're anti Harley right now. So I don't know. I don't. I don't know. Now, speaking of the BB from the Philly, um, everybody is like, Barron Trump should be drafted if the draft is reinstated. Yada 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 yada. Okay, let's not forget that Barron Trump has dual citizenship. Same thing that his father is saying should not be allowed. Hypocrisy. We're forgetting about the United States being a safe space, a hub, a place of actual asylum and refuge for multiple other people. Okay, go with me here. Now, Steve PP Depends Bannon calls for BB from Philly's son, Yair, to be deported from U.S. and sent to first wave of Iran war. I love that. I love that. The battle may not be yours, but this time it ain't the Lord's. It's definitely yours now. It's your daddy's. And you, your daddy's son. As the United States war with Iran rages, former President Trump White House advisor Steve Pee Your Pants Bannon is calling upon the United States Department of Homeland Security to deport Prime Minister Bibi from Philly's son, Yair Netanyahu, and send him off to fight in Iran. Because here's the thing, the conscription rules for Israel are quite clear. And it does not matter where you move, where you go, you're going to have to go back and serve your time. Sending him to Miami, welcome to Miami, with his mother in a $3,000 a month apartment, no. To a deluxe apartment in the sky. Don't move up, move to the battlefield. Because you don't need a piece of the pie. You need a piece of the war. You need some rations. You need to be sucking down MREs. All right. Netanyahu's kid down in Miami, turf him out tomorrow, Bannon demanded. Where's DHS when you need them? Get him back there. Put a uniform on him. Let's have him in the first wave. I don't know how to feel about agreeing with Captain Pee Pee Pants. I don't know. Feels weird. Feels wrong. Feels a little dirty and naughty. This is definitely the upside down. BB from Philly has two sons. Yair, 34. 34? He had now like he 20. If you don't. And Avner, 31. Yair is a podcast. What? Hmm? What? Okay. Yair is a podcaster and has a more public persona than his brother. What could you be podcasting about? How to be a felon and a world leader? How to commit a genocide? How to decide to repeat the history that your ancestry was forced to escape? How to pretend that black people don't exist? How to steal land and pray for an event that's either going to wipe out Christians or wipe out Jewish people? How to rape and pillage? How to molest children? How to be a safe haven for pedophiles? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my bedazzle dazzles are falling off. Ah, I'm gonna have to. Sorry, I got distracted. I was looking at my cup. There's a lot of my little bedazzles that's falling off. We're gonna have to work on that. Yeah, okay. Howard Stouffer, an expert on American national security, says that Yair will be a target for future attacks. He should be. BB from Philly didn't care about anybody else being a target for attacks. He didn't care about targeting people for attacks or encouraging the people that he governs, and I'm using governs very loosely, to pretend to be under attack and make fun of those being bombed over in Palestine, in Gaza. Mm-hmm. Y'all remember them going out, laying out in the streets by gas stations, acting like they were bombed, putting ketchup on their face, turning light switches on and off, just pouring water all over them like they were having their own personal wet t-shirt competitions. Hey, girly pop. I would absolutely expect that, Stouffer told the Daily Express. I don't see how it would be possible for him to be in the US and not be highly vulnerable target for an attack or kidnapping, especially since we are to the point where white people are getting fed up, specifically white young men who have been told their whole life, you're white, you're Christian, the world is your oyster. If you want it, you will have it. Just manifest it. Just tell the universe, that's going to be my wife. That's going to be my job. That's going to be my house. That's going to be my car. And they've had enough. They've had enough. And because they've been raised off of violence and permissive parented into near adulthood. Yeah. 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 This is why we have people burning down warehouses, tossing Molotov cocktails to and fro. I told y'all. It's going to get violent. We're going to revert back to the Wild West. And before you go, well, not everybody is raised that way, sweetheart. We have entire networks dedicated to violence because people didn't like this, that, and the other. We make it known that if you invoke violence and you have the right gender identity and skin tone, we'll understand. We're the same nation that during a series about serial killers that's entitled, like with monsters in the name, people were sitting there going, oh, but I think they were misunderstood. Are we really sure that's how their story was? But they're so attractive. They look like something somebody pooped out after a drunken night. Hey, what's poppin', Swin? Up here on the tube of you. This is not the first instance where there has been a call for the children of elected officials to fight in wars. On February 28th, the satirical website draftbarontrump.com was launched. That wasn't satirical. They are dead ass. They are dead ass. Like, stop lying. Stop lying. Media personnel, stop lying. They won. Yeah. It was also recently announced that the Trump administration would begin automatic draft registration for men aged 18 to 25. The United States has not had a draft since 1973. And a lot of y'all think that you all are indigenous to the country of Canada because a lot of your grandfathers went over to Canada to hide from their conscription duties. And y'all just happened to be born over there until you came back over here. Why y'all think that so many of y'all think that the immigration process isn't that expensive? It doesn't take that long because you always had dual citizenship. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Mm-hmm. 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 Sorry about that. Um to the person who just sent me a message asking me to break something down, I will. I do need to verify some things, so I will not be doing it on today's show, but I will have an update up for you on TikTok and on YouTube by the end of business today. Okay. The Onion reaches new deal to take over Alex Jones's InfoWars. I think it's far too many people because he's continued to shoot InfoWars that he lost that in a lawsuit. And I love that for him. Satirical news site The Onion said it has reached an agreement to take over conspiracy theorist Alex Jones's InfoWars company in a move that could help repay the more than $1 billion he owes the families of Sandy Hook shooting victims. Not much besides getting ready for apartment inspection. They can be very petty. Oh, yeah, yeah. Should the Onion win court approval, it would cap a legal saga lasting more than 18 months over the future of Jones's website and show. We've wanted this the whole time. We have not backed down at any moment, the Onion CEO Ben Collins told CNN in an interview. Under the agreement and with the support of the Sandy Hook. You came all the way in here to sneeze on me. That was rude. No, don't try to wipe it on me. That was rude and nasty. No, say you sorry. No, say you sorry. No, say you sorry. I don't appreciate that. That was nasty. Don't get huffy with me. You came all the way in here to sneeze on me. Yes. That was Ooh, I'm getting a tissue. Utterly, utterly disgusting. Are you new here? You got it on my arm. That was come here. Where's your nose? Come here. No, come here. I'm gonna wipe your nose off. That was nasty. You are a lady, ma'am. Is that all you wanted for me to? She really came in here for me to help her blow her nose. I have been manipulated. She's sorry. She is not, DJ. She just came in here and manipulated me. I just became free labor. I just because she sat still to get her nose wiped and then ran out at. You know what? We just gone. We gonna just keep going. Early is innocent. Y'all just okay. 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 Mhm. Under Under the agreement and with the support of the Sandy Hook families, the Onion will initially pay a monthly licensing fee to the court appointed receiver overseeing InfoWars. Collins said the company has also signed a deal to purchase the full assets once the current judicial stay expires. Jones was found liable for defamation in 2022 after repeatedly claiming on air that the 2012 Sandy Hook massacre, in which 6 adults and 20 children were killed, was a hoax. He has yet to pay a single cent of the more than $1 billion in damages he owes the families. As a result, Jones's assets went up for sale. Keep in mind that Alex Jones had moved around assets during his first uh, divorce hearings. And he admitted that his show was for entertainment purposes. Because I shared that little tidbit on Instagram and his goofy behind liked it. He's such a weird individual. But then remember, after this was brought up, no, I did not need you to switch. Stop. We gotta work on the voice automation for this screen over here that I know y'all can't see, but it's over here, and I have to remember what the voice commands are because it keeps changing from what I need it to be. But he was also moving things into his sister's name, into his parents' name. I guess he learned not to trust a wife because he. But then there was like, yeah, nobody. We can see the dates and when you did this. We're still gonna try to sell your stuff, and this is why he's been peddling so much and trying to push out as many shows as he can, and part of why he seems to be having a change of heart here lately. Quit. Thank you. In 2024, The Onion won a court mandated auction for InfoWars' parent company backed by the Sandy Hook families, but a federal bankruptcy judge halted the sale, citing concerns about the auction process and disputes over the bids. The judge later said the family should pursue what they're owed in state court rather than at the federal level. Okay. In August 2025, the state court ruled that InfoWars' parent company would be turned over to the court appointed receiver, who would be responsible for selling the assets and using the proceeds to pay Jones's debt to the Sandy Hook families. It's been 8 years and 3 days since the Sandy Hook families initially filed this lawsuit, and they have not received a effing penny, Collins said. So we're excited to get them immediate pennies with some merch sales, but also longer term pennies once we do wind up eventually straight up buying this thing. The new InfoWars will operate as a digital platform and comedy network led by creative director Tim Heidecker of Tim and Eric fame, who will parody Jones himself. Hey, Amy. Happy Monday. Hey, George. Yeah, they were making a little over 800,000 a day, but they want to buy outright InfoWars to parody Alex Jones, and he won't even profit. I like it. I love it. Give me 15 of them. The outlet will aim to feature newer independent comedians who don't have a mountain to climb in the comedy world, Collins said. We want to give them that mountain. There will be plenty of the Onion's signature style of news satire, Collins said, noting that much of the initial content will parody social media influencers and media figures like Jones who peddle questionable supplements. The Sandy Hook families took on Alex Jones to stop him from inflicting the same harm on others. For years, he used his corrupt business platform to torment and harass them for profit, said Chris Matai, an attorney for the Sandy Hook families. When InfoWars finally goes dark, the machinery of lies that Jones built will become a force for social good, thanks to the family's courage and the Onion's visions, persistence, and stewardship. Jones said on his show Monday that he will keep the exact show on a new site and will continue to fight what he called incredible corruption in the legal case against him. He did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Of course, you're going to keep it going because It's still currently a money pit, and he is transitioning over to less stupid content. It's still stupid, but slightly less stupid. But the incredible corruption is Alex Jones. And once again, if you go back, you just follow the breadcrumbs through his OG divorce transcripts. He is the corruption and he knows it. He's putting on a show. Putting on a show. Mm-hmm. Now, a hearing on the Onion's licensing agreement is set for April 30th in Travis County, Texas. Deep in the heart of Texas. Keep in mind, keep in mind, keep in mind. If you are not in the Tazism Discord, let myself, Harley, or Smoking Hot Mess just know, and we will get you in there. And Mutual Aid Monday. You need assistance. All the payables are in there. If you would like to assist, all the payables are in there. If you are on the YouTube, Twitch, Facebook side of things, in the description of today's show, all the payables for those today. If you were not and you have Cash App, Aquarius Vibrations, 3X Mommy Gemini 2, and Heather 1013K. All right, all right, all right. And those, if you would like to contribute, donate to the Black Christian Women's Push Conference of the Midwest, you can do that through any of the payables, CINCITAZ as in zebra. Um, now, before we go any further, okay, we are going to have a bit of a music break. Because why? Because we can. And if you have not tuned in and you missed last night's The Villain View, and you're not familiar with Pastor Gia Clinton of Heart to Heart here on GCPR Radio, then you should get a little familiar. You don't have to be a Christian. You got some questions about relationships? Ask her. Ask her. And with a lovely, as she calls, flower child touch and appeal, you can get through. Hey, Didi. But everybody, I told you everybody should have a good theme song. So take a listen regarding Heart to Heart with Pastor Gia. Welcome to Heart, dreams alive, a place where faith and healing shine. Real conversations, so bright hope. For every soul to me. Together, feel the beat, your voice, your speed, heart to heart, set you free. Yeah. Through every challenge, every tear, what strength to faith so strong. Deal with love so through the storms we knew. Set you free. All right. There we go. If okay, thanks, Jess. So if you need some relationship advice, if you want to hear about some relationship advice, if you just want something to do on a Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, make sure you tune in right here at gcpr.live or go over to YouTube at gcpr Ghost Claw Radio and take a listen this week to Pastor Gia Clinton at Heart to Heart. And that's heart with the number two to heart. All right. Now, Ed Trump's eldest son, Don Jr., okay, the one that he did not want to be named after him. And to quote Trump Sr., one of he's a loser. Yeah, he really did say that. He was like, he completely missed him all, Senior, and Trump himself being a loser, but, he's engaged again. Yeah, didn't he break up with, before you got tasked, didn't he break up with somebody when she became, and then Trump Sr. made her an ambassador and they was engaged? And And before she knew that they were broken up, he went on a first date for the birthday of the woman he's engaged to now. Okay, nobody falls in love like a man with a habit. Yes, I did, DJ. I will get that over to either I'll send it to George and the 2020 twin to get it playing on the radio. And the Trump anthem. So he's engaged, and I think this time he's going to walk down the aisle. He seems to like being engaged. He's been married once. His ex-wife is now dating Tiger Woods. Yeah. Let that. So Don Jr. may not be able to get married at the White House for one major reason. Boochie Cat Booger Sugar? I don't know. We gonna find out. One more thing. So yeah. Okay, so Angry is here. I will get the Thomas anthem, the Chaos anthem, Pastor G is over to Angry. We'll get it on the radio for y'all to be able to listen to. I don't have like whole LPs like Thomas. I don't have the attention span. I'm gonna just be real with y'all. I don't have the attention span. Usually when I'm writing or producing something, it's because I can't sleep and I'm just up. So. Yeah, he always got bad luck when he go to the Book of Sugar flavored ladies. Yeah, I'm gonna email them all to you when we get done here. It's time. Yes, hey. So Donald Trump Jr. and Bettina Anderson. That's her name, Bettina. No. Now I know you hear the name Bettina, and I know you have a thought in your mind of what Bettina looks like. Oh, as a matter of fact, let's take a pause for the cause. Go ahead, step away for a second, and go look up Bettina. Mm, 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 Everybody back? Everybody? Bettina. Bettina. Mm-hmm. Jeffrey on standby. Yeah. Yeah, she mm, mm, Green Acres is the place for me. Yeah, one would think, Jess, I had high hopes that she would look like a female Batista because I love me some Batista. When I looked at her, but Green Acres is the place for me. So Donald Trump Jr. and Bettina Anderson are gearing up for their highly anticipated wedding, with speculation mounting that the White House could serve as the venue. Who is widely anticipating these? Who remembered that these nuptials were on the way? Meet me at the altar in your white dress. We ain't getting no younger, so we might as well do this. Been feeling you for the 18 months, so I might as well do this. Right. Who is we? Parlez-vous français? Parlez-vous français? Madame, monsieur, mademoiselle. Hmm? Oui? No? Mm. Mm. Yes. Farm living where he needs to be. Yeah. Mm-mm. Anderson recently marked the occasion with a lavish bridal shower, sharing the glamorous highlights on Instagram. Once again, who knew about this? Who was checking for this? Who was checking for this? By the way, Nana J, I listened. Okay. We started a wedding wish list. I don't know if he's added anything. So there you go. And I guess, side note, I guess the only way to do this that's budget friendly, I guess we can do like a online shower slash party type of thing. Finger, yeah. Y'all want to do that? Y'all want to do that? I think that'd be fun. You want to do it over Zoom? Want to do it over on Patreon? You want to do it here? Oh, well, you want to do it on TikTok? But yeah, like, I don't want nobody breaking the bank to celebrate if you can't travel up here to chill with us. But I like to hang out, play some music, dance around. Everybody get some snacks. Can we watch a movie during a shower, during the bridal shower? I don't know. I bet we could do whatever we want, right? Okay. Well, then I guess you should check your text messages, sir, and stop typing in all caps. Who you yelling at? If anybody wants an object to most America, but yeah, put up some wish lists from places. Okay. Um. Yeah. So, she a glamorous. I don't. Can we do like a pajama thing? I know I'm off topic, but like, do we really want to get dressed up? I feel like should we have a theme to the project? Because I'm gonna be comfortable. Like, should we do like snack theme? Like, get some jammies with your favorite snack on it, or like, should we color code it, or maybe like do some dogs and cats, some animals or something on there? I don't know. DJ said hi. Right? I don't know. We gotta figure it out. Time. We gotta figure that out. Maybe the new venue for their wedding is going to be the new Trump ballroom. They ain't never getting married then. Jammas popcorn. Yes, that would. You know. Well, we could do popcorn thing. We could do. Okay, let's go back to the Trumps. We done got sidetracked. We gonna, you know what? We gonna talk about this later. We'll probably do like a side live, and we could talk about how to party. Okay, So the 39-year-old, damn, she 39. She 30. Cass said, "Hey DJ, she 39. Am I getting punked?" Okay. The 39-year-old got engaged to President Trump Sr.'s eldest son in December, with rumors swirling that the ceremony could take place this summer after a witch hunt led to his first divorce. It wasn't a witch. You was cheating. That wasn't a witch hunt. Like, okay, y'all remember the group Danity Kane? You know, y'all remember with the show stopping. Yeah, that's um RBO Day, the unhinged white baddie. He was messing around with her on Celebrity Apprentice. Like, amongst other people, he was sticking his Vienna sausage in. If she's 39, he gonna be cheating on her within the first year. Yes. Because they had their first date last year. Because Kimberly Guilfoyle, who he was previously engaged to, that sunk her promising career to be with him and join the Trump train, all the puns intended with that, Trump Sr. Gifted her an ambassadorship to mend her broken heart because she was lonely, broken hearted, and not willing to try again. Because he took Bettina out for her birthday. That was their first date. I remember that because I covered that. And then they was engaged in December. Okay. Yeah. The bridal shower was held on April 12th, and Anderson treated her followers to photos of the stunning event, showcasing embroidered napkins, a three-tiered mint green cake, and a star-studded guest list that included members of the Trump family. That's not star-studded. That's just. And why they make a big. Nothing says they family can't stand each other when they have to point out when they show up for each other. Because yeah, every family has fault. You don't get along with everybody, but when it comes to certain events, you kind of suck it up and you go. Three-tiered mint green cake, I guess. I'll never understand people liking the color of mold, but whatever. One notable absence, however, was First Lady Melania Trump. She don't with y'all, okay? She's not a stepmother. She is a mother to Barron, and that's it. If you watch this year's State of the Union address, okay, with me over at Tash J777, we covered this. She does not acknowledge anybody outside of Barron. She's not a stepmom. She's not a bonus mom. She is just the mother of Barron. Take that how you want to take it. My thing is, when she came to the picture, everybody was grown. So there wasn't nobody to raise or anything. So I'm not saying she's right, she's wrong, whatever. Because I too am walking into a situation, everybody's grown. I'm not going to be disrespectful, but we're not going to be bonded like folks that grew up with the stepmother. I got a stepmother as an adult. My father remarried after my mother passed away and was gone for a few years. So yeah, we bonded, but we ain't bonded like that. She the mama of two of my brothers. Like, that's no disrespect, but yeah, right. That's just star studded. It comes after Trump made a disturbing sex comment on stage that silenced the audience. Oh. Yeah, I remember that weekend. Melanoma went missing when he was like, "Y'all can ask me anything. I'm not like other politicians. You can ask me about sex." But you're not good at the sex. I read all of the court transcripts. You are not good at the naughty hokey pokey. You're not. You're not good at it. You're not good at it at all. You need tutelage, not from me, but you need it. And sir, sir, your little mushroom, even if we chop it up, it satisfies no one. Even if we saute it, will be not enough to satisfy anybody's palate. Mm. Does not matter how much motion in the ocean you think you have. It's not even going to make a little bit of a ripple. No, no. She's a mother of Baron, but who is the father? I'm thinking Macron. Hey, man. I actually she has a long-standing security guard that she's had them before they were ever in the White House. So I don't believe that he's Secret Service. Because Melania has a type. Look at her father, who she holds up to a high standard. But she has a security guard that looks eerily like her daddy and like Trump. That he may be the Pepe. He may be the Pepe. Hey, Secret. There's special toys you can wear to make things. But yeah, I know. I'm a lesbian. Okay, I'm a lesbian. Okay, STEM, if you will. Okay, okay. Yeah, you could help yourself out, but you got to have something to latch on. I've again gone through the transcripts with the fine tooth comb because I had to, and I brought out some tweezers to help me go through them. I'm seeing clits and beef flaps bigger than that thing. I don't think it could latch on to anything. I don't. Could latch on to imagination. Imagination is. Thank you, Miss Cleo. Call me now, man. Yes. We ain't got no sense. And y'all sit here with me every day for 2 hours. Maybe the hair. Maybe, yeah. Maybe the delusion that's turning them on must be the delusion. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Must be the money that's making them moist. Must be the money. But even Trump, how you try to shortchange the hookers and hookers, prostitutas. Did y'all not learn anything from Jerry Springer? Probably not. There are probably some people like, Taz, what are you talking about? Okay. Okay, I am old enough to remember when Jerry Springer was mayor of the Cincinnati, yes, of the Ohio, and why he got out of politics because he decided he wanted to get a hooker. Okay, fine, he grown, he was married at the time, he should have been getting hookers, but what? I wasn't in their marriage. But guess how he decided to pay the hooker? With a check. He's like, oh, that's why she cashed the check. No, the check bounced. Okay, so none of these have since then have learned to stop leaving a paper trail, especially when you're money funny. If there's any possibility that you might not be able to pay your debt, don't do it. And don't be trying to negotiate with the hookers after you done got hooked. Baby, you done already got the undercarriage juices, and now you want to be funny? Oh, no. It's giving Mr. Chow a hangover, too. Yes. No. You no. You're not about to put your dipstick in me and check my oil, and then you don't. No, I'm young, but I'm wise enough to know that everybody pays their invoice. I will send you the collections. don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't do that. Jerry. Yeah, I'm old enough to remember when Jerry Springer was just local and people were skipping school to go be in the audience and then wondering how their parents caught on to the fact that they skipped school. But you're on camera. We know what time the show is filmed and then aired. I remember the grassroots when all the stories was real. Then fast forward quite a few years, right before Jerry Springer finally went off the air, someone that I know went on Jerry Springer because they was low on money. They had knocked up a girl with twins. They needed some money. Ooh, child. Right, cash for forward, no action, no check. I mean, shit, Matt Gates was using Apple Pay, Google Pay, all the pay that you would. Now, among those in attendance were Trump's daughters, Ivanka and Tiffany, Marla Maples, Tiffany's mother, and Donald's second wife, and Eric Trump's wife, Laura Trump. Now, here's the thing. Before you're like, well, why was Marla Maples there? Because Marla Maples has been playing First Lady of Mar-a-Lago, okay? Melanoma Trump does not like being First Lady. Marla Maples has been waiting, and Marla Maples was like, it was God that brought me and Donnie together. He's still the best lover I've ever had. Okay, I know somebody who's been having piss poor lesbian sex when I done seen it. Okay, you were scissoring all the wrong ways. You was lip syncing improperly. Okay, you was off beat. Okay, you were lip syncing like a 1972 kung fu movie. Catch what I'm putting down. Catch what I'm putting down. Bettina captioned her post, still soaking in how beautiful and special Sunday was. To be surrounded by so many women I love and admire and feel so grateful to have in my corner meant more than I can say. Girl, you ain't been around this family long enough for anybody to mean that much to you. And who said anybody in that room was in your corner? And also, who the hell's having a bridal shower on a Sunday? I know a couple on Judge Judy. They were arguing over an STD and the fight that happened. Ooh. Well, there is a TikTok famous couple yet again that has found their way over to divorce court. Not because they're actually getting a divorce. They need money. And no, I'm not guessing at this. They released a statement because people are like, "What do you mean y'all were getting a divorce, y'all?" And they dubbed themselves a Christian couple. Y'all are not helping us. Y'all just the PR for Christianity right now is just not looking good. Don't. No, they pay more than $100 because there is a TikToker who's always in some mess that them and their spouse this time last year were in divorce court to make a pretty penny. Everybody want to go and display their acting chops for some coins. I'm just saying, if you got all these connections and you're just dripping with the money, why you want a divorce court to fake it? You're right, Mrs. Law. It is a damn shame. Like, y'all doing that? Like, I knew some of the stories on People's Court were rigged because back in the day, I knew someone who was paid to be to sit and be like in the background on a lot of different shows because she's very stunning. And they would tell her like, "Oh, dress business casual, whatever," and they have her go, and she's like, "Yeah, some of those they have scripts." Now, the couple has yet to reveal their wedding location, though the Trump family has a tradition of exchanging vows at Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, where both Tiffany and her husband, Michael Boulos, and Eric and Laura were married. Yeah, because Trump charges his family. He's just like his daddy. And that's the only way they're going to make money. The White House has also been floated as a potential venue, according to People. However, there may be one significant obstacle standing in the way. Who said that they would be using the ballroom? Raise your hand. Let me see your hands. I feel very Edna Mose today. Nuggets. These glasses are so fun that yes, I also have them in another color. Who's that ballroom? Who's waiting for the ballroom? Who? Hands. The ballroom probably has to be finished, a source told the publication. Another insider suggested that a White House wedding could give Don Jr.'s political ambitions a significant boost. Nobody is voting for Donnie, sniff him up, shoot him up, Trump. Jr. Some people just want to be relevant. You got that right. This would set them up for future political roles, whether Don Jr. goes after the presidency or something else, the source says. This is a consideration. No, it won't. Do y'all even know how many people in modern times that have been related to sitting presidents have been married at the White House? You don't. Outside of the big stink that they made about the Biden wedding that took place at the White House during his last term, and what political power did that give anybody? Okay. Okay. Yeah. We just look at it and go, oh, pretty pictures. Oh, that was a nice dress. I wonder what they ate. And we move on. He is only interested in chasing his dealer. Exactly. Mhm. The most recent wedding held at the White House was President Joe Biden's granddaughter, Naomi Biden's ceremony in November 2022, which took place on the South Lawn. Where this time around, we're going to be hearing "Let's get ready to rumble" for America's 250th, because yes, there's going to be UFC fighting on the White House lawn. Did I ever think that I would ever say that sentence? No, no, I didn't. I didn't. Cocaine bear or cocaine president? Well, I used to live 2 exits away from the cocaine bear. Yes, Kentucky stuffed it and stuck it in a restaurant. Cocaine bear was a real thing. Cocaine president, I did see on Instagram earlier today that it has been predicted that we can stuff the president in 3 days. Please don't stuff him and put him in a restaurant. Just let us finally be able to hear. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world. Soon I will be done. Before that, no wedding has been held at the White House since 1971, when President Richard Nixon's daughter Tricia exchanged vows in the Rose Garden. Well, can't nobody, that's a pavilion now, and not even a beautiful pavilion. The pair were first spotted together over brunch in August 2024, at a time when Don Jr. was still engaged to Kimberly Guilfoyle. By December 2024, Don Jr. and Bettina were photographed holding hands in Palm Beach. That same month, reports emerged that Kimberly and the businessman had ended their engagement. Businessman? Oh yeah. He did say, I build houses, I build buildings. You build nose blockages, sir. Did you ever think you'd say White House car lot? No, I didn't. I didn't. There are a lot of things with Trump. Y'all should see when I put together um my calendar, like at the beginning of the week, when I'm like, okay, what I need to cover, things for like, it's a good thing I use these, because I love to color code everything. And no, I don't have any sponsorships for this, but these grabby pens, it's a good thing that these are erasable. Yes, they really are erasable. And I saw somebody say, like, it ripped the paper. How? What are you doing? What are you doing? You Neanderthal hooked fist. Finding it. Yeah, because the things that I'm like, nobody's gonna believe that they said this. Nobody's gonna believe that they did that. You this year alone, how many times have I had to start this show and say the news is real? It sounds like it's not, but it is. Like, I, I, yeah, like the couple's engagement was announced in December 2025. Who remembers that? I'll wait. I'll give you the sun, the moon. I will be her. Ooh, and all that you wish for, and even more. I love you more than words can show. It's pure. Nobody. 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 Like, look. Okay. For those that don't know, when I first started TikTok, okay, I got banned while going viral at like 75K. Okay. And now I hover around 7,500. Okay. But it's a good number for me. It's a good number. I have a couple times crisscrossed, and I'm on account number 15 at this point, but I've crisscrossed over 10K before. But 7,500 seems to be very manageable for me. But I'm the type of person that I would have been happy with 25 people following, because I was like, oh, I can keep up with everybody's messages. It'll be great. Like, I thought I was going to be doing something with that. More people knew about my news than theirs. Even the right-wing conservative content creators, influencers, if you will, didn't even make an announcement. Did they forget to send them a script about that? He built the myth of Tony Montana existence. Yeah, he did. Yeah. But, Trump doesn't think, and didn't think like, maybe, I got a kid that might get married. Maybe we should get this ballroom rolling. Not to mention, you want something to be your namesake. You want something to be attributed to your presidency, your legacy. Baby, you can't even get it done during your presidency. And I feel like members of his regime were like, yeah, go ahead and do that. That's a good idea. Because one, I don't think that they realized that he would push to have the East Wing demolished so quickly. But I think that they just felt like, giving him that project is essentially like giving a kid a coloring book and 3 crayons at a restaurant. Now, we're going to circle back to Iran real quick. Trump, highly unlikely to extend Iran ceasefire beyond Wednesday evening. President Trump Sr. told Bloomberg on Monday that he is highly unlikely to extend the ceasefire with Iran if Wednesday evening comes and goes without a peace deal. Taco Tits. If y'all really want to see change and see Trump stop acting a fool, start adding him and his administration on everything and show him that you're making fun of him. Because he can't take it. He is very egocentric. And white ladies, if you're blonde, if you meet that eugenics standard, offer to be his new press secretary. Be his Monica Lewinsky. Somebody got to take one for the team. And according to Stormy Daniels, if you just sneeze real close to it, it'll erupt like Mount Kilimanjaro. Allegedly. Or is it allegedly? Because it's in court transcripts. And during the cross-examination, the judge allowed it. But he does hate to be mocked. Like, he can't take it. During a phone interview with White House correspondent Jeff Mason, Trump Sr. said that the truce ends on Wednesday evening, Wednesday evening, Washington time. The president initially announced the ceasefire on April 7th after threatening to authorize strikes on Iranian civilian infrastructure and warning that a whole civilization will die in Iran. Here's the thing, and yes, that is a quote. Trump said that the ceasefire ends Wednesday evening, Washington time. If you don't like being laughed at, you shouldn't be a clown. Baby, listen. Looked at it. Hmm. Also, Monday, Trump dismissed that he is under pressure to cut a deal with Iran. I am under no pressure whatsoever, although it will all happen relatively quickly. Can we start emailing him links to dictionaries? Merriam Webster, Cambridge. Can we just start? Can y'all mail him some dictionaries? And don't send him like the dictionaries that we would use. Send them the kid dictionary. I remember when I was younger, I had a dictionary that was like filled with pictures and stuff. Send him that with the big letters. Do we have audio dictionaries? Send send him, yeah, send him that. Send him that. Hold on. Time is not my adversary. The only thing that matters is that we finally, after 47 years, straighten out the mess that other presidents let happen because they didn't have the courage or foresight to do what had to be done with respect to Iran, the president wrote on his Truth Social platform. You know, Truth Social, where truth goes to be tortured to that. 47 years. The US and Iran have been having issues since like 1957, 1958. I am not a mathematician, but going out on a limb, going out on a limb, okay? If I count all my fingers, my nails, and everything else, and the hairs on my head, I do believe 1957, 1958 to 2026 is more than 47 years. But this is also a man that said that the ceasefire is in Washington time. So, what truth? I guess the truth between his brain cells and his mouth. I don't know. Send him hooked on phonics. Y'all remember the old school CNC and the what was the other one called? Speak and spell. That's what he needs. Trump. Spell stupid. Let me help you, Trump. TRUMP. Stupid. Watch, somebody's gonna be scrolling past and not catch that. Be like, what's wrong with her? She misspelled stupid. During his interview with Bloomberg, Trump struck a similar tone, saying that he is not going to be rushed into making a bad deal with the Iranian regime. The president has demanded that Tehran abandon its nuclear program. The nuclear program that you claimed last year you blew up, he needs flashcards too. He does. I should go to Walgreens and pick up some flashcards and some workbooks and send it to him. And if y'all didn't know, if you have children that are currently in school, like elementary, like primary school, Walgreens always has some great flashcards and workbooks. My mom used to get them for us when we were growing up, and then in turn, I got them for my kids. I also made customized flashcards for my kids for different stuff. But I thought last year they kaboom, kablooey, the nuclear program, because isn't that what he said? We did it. We did it. We obliterated them. There's no more. It was the bestest, fastest, greatest war ever. I am the bestest, greatest president because I wiped them out. They'll never have a nuclear anything. We just wiped them off the planet. They'll never recover. Well, come on now. We know the Princess Bride is playing on repeat in his brain. Yeah. Trump stands for take Russia under my protection. The 5 quarter store has some. Yep. I don't I don't like it here. Somebody called a mama or daddy to come pick us up. I'm tired of being trapped in this sleepover. I didn't want to be here in the first place. It smelled funny here, and I don't trust they food. Everything look a little molded. I ain't see not even salt and pepper on the table. I don't like it. Nana J, come pick me up. I don't, mm-mm, mm-mm. I don't know what. Yeah, they got roaches, and I don't know what kind of. I don't know what I did to be in this level of timeout, but I'm sorry. I will behave. I promise. Well, I got like two people I need to cuss out real quick, but after that, I'm gonna behave. Okay. Index cards and markers to make homemade flashcards. Well, Ricky, I'm a little extra. So we had some stencils and some stickers and I had the the smell good stickers and the smell good markers because had to make learning fun. Okay. Just one day I'm gonna interview my kids so y'all can get a inside look of what it's like to be my kid. They sure didn't add sugar to the Kool-Aid. Um, oh yeah. And the White House is desperately scrambling to get. I want y'all to listen to this. I want y'all to listen to this, okay? And you, like I said, always trust but verify, okay? The White House is desperately scrambling to get Trump, to hear me, to get Trump back in the good graces of Joe Rogan. Not a world leader, not NATO, not the UN, not the US citizens at large. Nope. Joe Rogan. When did you ever think that a person sitting in the highest seat in the land, the commander in chief, would be worried about getting into the good graces of a podcaster whose previous job was telling people to eat spiders? Upside down, they done turned us inside out and round and round, upside down. They done turned us inside out and round and round. Cause and they're serious. They're serious. Yeah, and watching people fight. You're right, Tiny. The former yeah, Joe Rogan. Yep, you're right. Um, Mr. UFC, Mr. Fear Factor himself, and they're dead ass. They are dead ass. Mind you, Trump has no more elections to run. Okay, number one. Number two, Joe Rogan is a podcaster. This is not like, oh, Joe Rogan has an in. He sits atop. He's not the Secretary General of the UN. Okay, he's not topping the charts of NATO. Okay, it's not like, oh, he's the big man of the EU. No, they worried about that, but I can't get a Mountain Dew or Reese's sponsorship. Actually, at this point, a nose ring jewelry company or an eyeglass company really should be sponsoring you, girl. Sorry. Bouncing ball. Bouncing ball. Yeah, a TV reality star trying to get back into the good graces of another TV reality star. And here's the thing. Donald Trump is the type of TV reality star that's only good in an ensemble reality star cast. I, I, I tell when I sit and make my every day, every day, every day, I'm like somebody gonna think that I'm making this stuff up. I'm not. I wish. I wish. I like even the satirical stuff that I do write. I can't tell you how many people think that it's true, and then I get DMs like, "Well, how'd you get the inside track?" It's not an inside track. It's satire. That's why I separate my fictional writings from like the educational stuff. I don't put it on the same app. I don't do any of that because we're in such the upside down. Yeah. Like my Nick Adams satire, there's so many people that really thought that that was coming from Nick Adams. Now, granted, I do quote his tweets. I do take direct quotes from his tweets, but I take a lot of poetic. Just, but yeah, I wait. Do I have any from them? Yes, yes, I do. They could. I wish they would. It's nice. Wait, I just realized what my shirt says. I'll tell you, I'll just be putting anything on. Since I'm right 98% of the time, who cares about the other 3%? Sorry. Again, following the bouncing ball. Person in the sky. Yeah. Oh my lord, my lord, my lord. So, Kashapp Patel, FBI Director Cash Patel, Turtle Patel. No, I'm not being funny. His Kashapp translates to turtle. His drinking problem has been called a national security risk. Given that agents have struggled to wake him up from his alcohol induced sleep, Patel has decided to file a $250 million lawsuit against The Atlantic for reporting it. Like I said earlier in the show, the people that were interviewed and provided evidence to back this up are current and former officials at the FBI. Right, Infernal. Imagine your drinking issues being worse than headsets. And let's not forget Piro is a part of this administration, and we know she's a drunkard from her days on Fox News. Like, if anybody was going to be in the news for drunkardness, she was atop my list. She was up there. She was up there. Mm-hmm. And Pete had some right. I was waiting for the news reports of him PPing himself or passing out in front of a hotel because that's what he liked to do, or PPing in cars or falling out of car because that's what the thing. Discovery's gonna whoop his. Oh, it's gonna. Ooh, it's gonna. Oh, he gonna. Ooh, Discovery gonna come out like Rocky. Adrian, yo, Adrian. Yeah, yeah. Because I'm just like, bruh. And that's the thing about this administration. They're following the lead of Trump, who historically is always, I'm gonna sue you, I'm gonna sue you, and get to the point where they've racked up all these billable hours and it's time for discovery, and they're like, but bro, you're guilty. Like, because they're banking on a name or clout causing people to back away. No. No, like I remember one time somebody threatened to sue me on Facebook. Uh I was writing like feel good pieces on people, and this person did not know what philanthropy meant, and I called them a philanthropist after doing an interview with them. And you're gonna sue me because instead of me just typing out the definition of philanthropist, I just used the word philanthropist. Okay. Okay, buddy. Okay. All right. Sure. And update on singer David. He has been charged with first degree murder in connection with the teen found dead and decomposing in his Tesla, in the trunk of his Tesla. Nobody got audacity. The man Cassidy is at a. Yes, and man Cassidy is a merch line of mine. Singer David is facing singer. Second. Singer David is facing first degree murder charges in connection with the killing of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, 7 months after the girl's decomposed body was discovered in his apparently abandoned Tesla, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office announced Monday. David was arrested Thursday and is charged with first degree murder with special circumstances, continuous sexual abuse of a child under 14 years old, and mutilating human remains, records show. The singer, whose legal name is David Anthony Burke, could face a maximum sentence of life in prison without parole or the death penalty if convicted, LA County District Attorney Nathan Hochman announced at a news conference. Here, I want to say something that some people are going to immediately want to push back. Do not give him the death penalty. Do not give him the death penalty. Do not give him an easy out. We have humane standards for the death penalty and the ending of life. This young lady was not afforded that. Once someone dies, that's the end of guilt. Um, I know there are many different theories, beliefs regarding the afterlife, et cetera, et cetera. No, let him sit in a cell and think about what he did every single day. And it cost more to put someone on death row than it does just for them to live out their lives. Now, do I also believe that we should leave him in solitaire? In solitary? Yes. Now, my version of solitary, many people would probably believe is inhumane, but I don't care. Um, and yes, I do know what happens to people psychologically when they are placed in that situation. I do. I've researched it extensively, and I still stand behind what I stand behind. Um, to the extended family of this child, this girl, my heart goes out to you. And I'm being very specific by saying the extended family. She had a matching tattoo with a grown ass man. She spent the night with a grown ass man. Her entire wardrobe changed to match a grown ass man. This is what happens when you start referring to your children as your broke best friends. When you decide not to parent and you decide to be buddy buddy, there will be a time where, yes, you can be friends with your children when they become adults. You cannot simply house a child and treat them like your roommate and stop assuming that things just automatically download into a human being. You are being a disservice to your children. And at the same time, because I've seen the polar opposite happen, stop stifling your children and sheltering them to a point where they could subsequently end up in even worse situations as a full-fledged adult because they have no idea how to navigate certain things. Please stop. And no, I'm not victim blaming. I would like for things like this to stop happening. And far too often, in being a woman, I know what I have been encouraged to do and the advice that was given to me and speaking and being in situations around other femme presenting and other women. We got to stop. And I want the pain and the anguish and the murders to stop. But there are some conversations that we have to have, because I know I'm not the only one that was in high school and was told, girls mature quicker than fellas, than guys. Yeah, you're beyond these guys in high school. You should really be going after the college guys or a guy with benefits. It's time for you to look for a husband. Benefits, girl, benefit. Like, come on. And that even goes for the religious. I don't care if you go to a synagogue, a mosque, a church, wherever. Because there's somebody, just insert place of worship here. That, yeah, go get you a husband from there. Don't. Don't. And people, I'm going to say this again, and I really need y'all to think about what I mean by this. We don't live to ourselves and we don't die to ourselves. I, to this day, still catch a lot of flack because I have friends. We still abide by the buddy system. A lot of people let go of the buddy system when they became adults because they were like, oh, that's childish. I don't need it. Safety is never childish. Y'all go around here not letting people know when you're leaving, when you're coming back, where you're going. And people will get accustomed to not looking for you. Too many times people have died because they've been 10 feet, 100 feet away from their homes in one direction, and everybody's looking in another direction, and they bleed out, they freeze to death, they whatever. They could have been saved. Something could have been prevented. I cannot stay, like, I stopped being roommates with a family member of mine because she would never tell me when she was leaving the house. And one time, fortunately, I was leaving. Somebody broke into where we live. If I would have been in the house, I would have thought that it was her moving around because I would have thought she was still in the house. Because when I was leaving, I had called out that I was going, that I was leaving, and I left her a little note, put a little post-it in a certain place so she knew that I wasn't in the house. And I put it in an area that when you moved around the house, there was one particular place that you had to pass it to get to any place in the house. So she would know I wasn't in the house. And there's so many times people up and leave and go run these errands and nobody knows that you're out there. Nobody knows to look for you. And you're like, well, girl, you don't need to do this, that, and the other. Yeah. And now you are headless in your car. And you've been out there for 67 years. Or you done had a heart attack or a stroke on the side of the road, and nobody thought at 6 o'clock to call to see where you're at or to check on you. Because you look at that as a form of control. Absolutely not. Ain't nope. Mm-mm. I'm not about to bleed out on the side of the road for the sake of proving I'm grown. No, I let people know, hey, on Saturday from this time to this time, this is where I'm going. And trust and believe, when I get to some place, I tend to take pictures and send them to a friend of mine out like, okay, here. And somebody always has my location. If I'm leaving this house, yes. Even if I just walk around to the store, yeah, I'm gonna let somebody know I'm walking around to the store. But people want to pop up and leave. Well, you know what? No, I don't. Y'all got to stop. We're having too many instances where folks could have been saved. Things could have been prevented if somebody would have known to pick up the phone and knew somebody was leaving. Mm-hmm. I can't. Mm-mm. Some of y'all so stuck on, well, this, I need to look grown. Looking grown is being safe and being a safe space for the other folks around you, grown or not. Too many of y'all are trying to impress the wrong people, and nobody is impressive in the grave. Hmm. Well, darlings, that takes us to the end of today's show. And I got to skedaddle over because we have open discussions today regarding race. Share. If you are joining us for open discussions, I will see y'all over on Zoom in about 32 seconds. But for those listening in over the radio airwaves, thank you for listening in over gcpr.live, and those watching and listening from all around the social media sphere. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And do not forget, it is Mutual Aid Monday. So if you can, like I said, if you're on Twitch, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, this is already information that is in the description of the video. But if you are watching from anywhere else, or if you're listening over the radio airwaves and you can help, you can assist over Cash App Aquarius Vibrations, 3X Mommy Gemini 2, the number 2, or Heather 1013K. As always, each one teach one, each one reach one. We'll see y'all actually bright and early tomorrow for the sound of coffee. But later on today, make sure you tune in for the late night conversations with T. Nathan to get a perspective that maybe you didn't realize you could truly use. Thank you. Glad you all enjoyed it. And remember, for me, even if for nobody else, it's 420 today, and baby, it's my birthday week. So party like a rock star. Party like a rock star. Bye, y'all.